suggest is about Saturn in the Vedic system. So I have created videos for all the 12 signs, all right? 12, all the planets, right? In the Hellenistic tropical system, as well as esoteric astrology. And now I am touching base with all the Vedic planets, okay? So you can understand, you can watch both and you can glean what works best for you, okay? So now we know Saturn, right? Saturn is the karma giver. Saturn is known as Shani in Vedic astrology, okay? Saturn is known as Shani Devata. His day is Saturday. Uh, his color is black as well as dark blue, like the rain clouds, say, and the night sky, like really dark. Saturn is propitiated in many temples in India. We still have Shani Devata temples where people go and they light candles or light mustard oil diyas. Okay, til, kala til, or black sesame seeds are also very sacred to Saturn, as well as black mustard seeds. Okay, and mustard oil diyas can be offered to Saturn. Okay, now Shani Gayatri is Om Kakadhwajaya Vidmahe Kharga Hastaya Dhimahi Tanno Manda Prachodayat. That means Manda means the fearful or the negative. So Saturn also represents the low caste people, okay, or the people who are the outcasts, okay. Like I said, Venus represents Brahmins, Saturn represents outcasts, okay, and Saturn is of tamasic nature. I spoke about the three gunas in many videos: Rajasic, Sattvic, and Tamasic. Okay, Venus is Rajasic, Mercury is Rajasic, uh, Jupiter is Sattvic, uh, Saturn is Tamasic. Okay, Tamas is inertia. So there's a lot of stagnation, a lot of inertia where Saturn is concerned. Okay, Saturn is of airy nature in Vedic astrology. Okay, and Saturn's moon trikon sign is Aquarius, right? Saturn lords over Capricorn and Aquarius. In that way, Saturn is pretty peculiar because he reigns over two signs, one after another. So he holds rulership of Capricorn as well as Aquarius. So 5 years we have Shani, complete rulership of Shani. What is happening right now, right? Friends of Saturn are Mercury and Venus, right? Of course, we understand why Venus, because Saturn is exalted in Libra. Okay, exaltation degree is exactly 20 degrees. So that exaltation in Libra immediately shows that Saturn has a special relationship to Venus. I've explained in the Greco-Roman myths how Saturn birthed Aphrodite. All right. So friends are Mercury and Venus, of course, and enemies are Sun, of course, because Saturn rules Aquarius. So in Leo, Saturn is in fall. Okay, so Saturn and Sun do not get along together. The myth also speaks that when the Sun had Saturn, the Sun had Saturn with Chaya. Chaya literally means shadow. Okay, and when Saturn opened his eyes and looked at his father, the sun was eclipsed. Alright, so immediately you understand that Saturn and Sun don't go well together. There's a lot of shadow work that needs to be done. So if Leo is the process of individuation and self-actualization, Aquarius is about the larger community. Alright. Now, Moon is also not friendly to Saturn, and Mars is also not friendly to Saturn in Vedic astrology. So, Mars being the lesser malefic, Mars is Bhauma or Mangal, and Saturn being, of course, the greater malefic, right? He's called Manda. Now, Moon Trikon is Aquarius, 1 degree to 20 degrees, Saturn's Moon Trikon sign. Okay. Debilitation is, of course, Aries, 20 degrees of Aries. Why? Because that Saturn is exalted in Libra. And which is the polarity of Libra? Aries, right? So 20 degree, pretty much all through Aries, Saturn is, afflicted and in fall position, debilitated, as we say in Vedic astrology. Especially at the 20 degrees of Aries, Saturn has a very hard time. Okay. Now, sex is female and eunuch. Now, through from this, I had many conversations with my grandfather, actually, who was an astrologer. Not really, I mean, astrology was not his livelihood, but he would study astrology and all the scriptures, and he taught me a lot. Okay, since I was a child. And my mantra diksha, of course, happened at the age of 5. But I mean, I've been studying astrology and talking with my grandfather since I was a child about astrology. Now, this is why I made that video saying Saturn is feminine. And Saturn's Dasha Mahavidya is Kali. Okay, I told you how each planet has a Dasha Mahavidya. I made a video on that, so check that out. Okay. Direction is west. So on a Saturday on the Hora of Saturn, wearing black, you can propitiate Saturn by chanting either Shani Gayatri or Saturn's Bij mantra, which is Om Prang Pring Prong Sa Shanishcharaya Namaha. Om Prang Pring Prong Sa Shanishcharaya Namaha. Om Prang Pring Prong Sa Shanishcharaya Namaha. Okay. Now, lucky stone for Saturn is Neelam. What we call Neelam in India, it's known as blue sapphire. Okay. The Western world also attributes diamond to Saturn, but diamond in the Vedic astrology is ruled by Venus. But Saturn rules blue sapphire. Okay, or even any other kind of black stone. Even labradorite, I would say, is very powerful for Saturn, as well as black onyx or black tourmaline. Even shungite, because it's that, silvery black, right? Now, amethyst also in Panchadhatu of 5 to 7 cuts in middle finger. This is amethyst actually. But if you're wearing for Saturn, you have to wear in the middle finger, right? This finger. Lucky color gray, navy blue, black, bluish black. Okay, lucky numbers 8, 17 and 26, right? So if a Saturday falls on, say, any one of these dates, and you discover the Hora of Saturn and you do Saturn magic at that moment, you will see the benefits really quickly. This is how magic is done. This is how you play with numbers. Okay. Now, the Vedic mantra is Nilanjana Chaya Prakyang Ravi Sunung Mahagrahang Chayaya Garva Sambhutang Vandya Bhaktya Sanashcharam. Okay, so Chaya is his mother. Okay, as I said, Chaya means shadow. So immediately you understand that Saturn has to do with shadow work. Okay, now if you are under Saraswati, like I am under Saraswati, right now I have Saraswati rising, or say if you're under a heavy Shani Mahadasha, and Shani is an operational malefic in your chart. Okay, or say you have a Shani Antardasha, or you have a Shani Mahadasha and a Shani Antardasha, then this is very powerful, because in Vedic astrology we believe in astral remedies, mantra, puja, Havan, as well as donation or charity. And Saturn loves charity. Okay. Now, articles of donation, black cloth, iron, anything to do with iron, black nails. I know it's difficult to donate black nails, but black nails, okay? Flowers, especially Neil Jaba, which is blue hibiscus, or any flower which is dark blue or black. Even black rose can be given to Shani, okay? Shani Devata. Now, feeding of black crows, crows are black, ravens, crows, and black dogs. Even Rahu astral remedies, you can feed black dogs. If you can't feed someone, find a black dog or find someone who feeds dogs and send them some money on Saturday to feed that particular black dog. Okay. Now also urad dal. Okay, it's a particular type of dal, a lentil. Uh, you can also feed a black cow or a black horse, but at noon, not later. At noon on Saturday. Okay, if you Hora of Saturn comes pretty early, but exactly at noon, which is 12 or 12 noon, you feed a black cow or a black horse, right? Now the appearance of Saturn. This is very important, the appearance of a particular Devata or a Navagraha, because here you understand how Saturn will operate if he is on the ascendant, what the native will look like. So tall and lean body, right? Tall and lean body. Yellowish eyes, big teeth, big teeth, ginormous teeth, rheumatic. So gout, rheumaticism, lazy, because Saturn moves very slowly. So laziness, inertia, tamas is inertia, okay? Stiff, knotty hair, even less hair is possible if that Saturn is an operational malefic, or even if that Saturn is retrograde. Knotty, curly hair, hair you can't control, hair that falls off easily, alright? Sunken eyes, large teeth I mentioned, and large and coarse nails. Also, Saturn in the first house could, make the native bite nails. Saturn also rules the teeth, so teeth grinding is very possible. Now, Saturn rules over wind, bile, head, neck, bones, and teeth, even hair actually. Okay. Uh, so teeth grinding, problems with teeth, large teeth, children with a Saturn in the first house may need braces. Okay, so that's why I always suggest if you have a child, then to get the natal chart done, because then you will be prepared for what's coming. Okay, you will be prepared for what's coming. Now, ailments. Let's discuss some of the ailments, because if you look at your natal chart, okay, 80% to 80%, I would say, because Venus and Rahu and Ketu we can't forget, but 80% of physical ailments happen because of an afflicted Saturn or an afflicted Mars, which is Mangal, or Bhoma Dasha is Mars Dasha, Mangalic. Now, any form of okay, any form of pollution, okay, diseases that are caused by pollution, okay, as well as mental aberrations, okay, any kind of and I guess this is where that visionary side of Saturn comes in, because if you think normally like a normie, then you do not push beyond boundaries. So, mental aberration sometimes is taken negatively, and, tragedies, you encounter tragedy. Sometimes the planetary rays are used correctly, and you really rise above that limitation. And not only do you help yourself, but you help your community. Okay. uh Stomach related problems, again Saturn, gas, acidity. So keeping your body alkaline is must. If you is a must if you have an afflicted Saturn. Keeping yourself alkaline, okay, drinking tons of water. uh, Gas, I told you, hyperacidity, what you call that, dyspepsia. For that I suggest yashti madhu or activated charcoal. In fact, activated charcoal is very effective because it's black in color, so it immediately connects to Saturn. Charcoal is also possibly ruled by a Saturn because uh, it's again outcast, charcoal, waste. So this is very Saturnine. Activated charcoal to keep your body alkaline. Okay. Cuts and bruises, bruising easily or getting hurt incessantly, like you take out the knife and you want to cut vegetables and you get hurt. Okay, or you're just passing by and you bang your knee on the bed and you've got this huge purplish bruise. And I've got Saturn in the first house in my Vedic chart. So, and it's Saturn in Leo, you know. uh, Loss of limbs, you're literally losing your limbs, and it happened to someone very close to me. uh, they did not lose their limb, but they cut their right hand. So it was very traumatic, and he was very young when this happened, just barely 18, 19 years, 17, 18 years of age. So pains of all kinds of pain with Saturn. Also Venus actually gives a ton of pains. Even Moon gives pains. But you will feel Saturn pain more like arthritis, like rheumatism. Saturn pain is different. If you are tuned into your body, you will feel it. Okay. Uh, Hysteria, we usually attribute that to the moon, but even Saturn causes hysteria from that mental aberration and mental imbalance, right? Tumors, glandular problems, okay? Even cancer, paralysis, okay? Deafness, and another thing I've noticed, Alzheimer's, as in forgetfulness. We do attribute memory to usually Mercury because Mercury's memory. Moon is also memory, Moon is also memory. But that Saturn and that Saturn working through the chart, whether the D9 chart or the Lagna chart, uh, can cause Alzheimer's, memory deficiencies can happen. Okay. uh, Now some of the representations of Saturn that are negative, right, like delays, obstructions, miseries, sorrow, pain. uh, it also represents democracy. Saturn is very democratic. That's why karma, the association to karma, and the ruler of the outcasts, right? Uh, Saturn is known as Moksha Karaka. Okay, Moksha Karaka, Moksha means liberation. Liberation from the bonds, which I said even in the ancient alchemical texts or Rosicrucian texts, it is mentioned that Saturn uh, causes souls to be liberated when the moon through Cancer brings in souls into incarnation. And this they got copied it directly from Vedic astrology because Moksha Karaka is Saturn. Saturn is the liberator of souls. Okay. Through Saturn you will find moksha. If you balance Saturn, you will realize that everything is perfect. Everything is the way it is meant to be. Okay. Sham Shanishcharaya Namaha. right? Amen. Like how we say Amen. Sham Shanishwaraya Namaha. Everything is perfect. Everything is the way it is meant to be. Our sorrows, our pain, our tears, our anguish, everything is perfect the way it is, right? That is the Moksha Karaka energy. Now, Saturn in the 8th house, we've already discussed longevity, long life. All right, so Saturn is a Karaka of longevity, Karaka being signifier, miseries of all kinds, calamities, sudden calamities can be predicted through, of course, Mars, Rahu, as well as Saturn. You understand death, the death chart. Saturn plays a very important part in that. Okay, old age. Saturn rules all seniors and old age. Okay, all kinds of diseases, poverty, penury, sins. Even how sinful a person will be can be, ascertained by looking at his Saturn and Venus. Venus also does tell us things about how sinful a person is and morality of a person. What I spoke about yesterday, the moral compass of a person. Even Saturn can pervert it, right? Sins, fear of all kinds is Saturn. Secrecy. People with Saturn in the first house, Scorpio ascendant, say with Saturn in the first house, very secretive, perfect spies, right? Imprisonment. So if you're going to be imprisoned, Saturn will reflect that in your charts, whether D9 or Lagna chart. Okay. Service, what kind of service you will do. Profession, of course, business, of course, is told by Venus, but service, and even your work life is pretty much Saturn. Science, of course, science, because Saturn rules Aquarius, and in Aquarius we have Satavisha Nakshatra. And that Pada 1 of Satavisha is Aquarius Navamsa, which is possibly the most visionary part of the zodiac. Law. Saturn rules over law, all kinds of law, oil, minerals, mining, workers, laborers. So laborers getting together and forming a union is very Saturnine, actually, very Saturnine, okay? Servants, people who work, even if you own a business and you hire people, that will be signified by Saturn in Vedic astrology. Servility, how willing are you to be servile or serve, okay? I know Virgo is a sign of service, but definitely Saturn is a karaka of service. How malleable are you? How controllable are you? With Saturn, there's always a power dynamics at play. It's like Saturn says, here, take the rope. And it's up to you whether you will go and hang yourself. Literally. Okay? Slavery, even, release of slaves is using Saturnine energy. And also a lot of black magic, hurtful magic, painful magic is done through Saturn. Okay? Agriculture. Saturn rules agriculture in Vedic astrology, which is awesome. Sacrifice of all kinds. When you're sacrificing something, it's very Saturnine. We usually in tropical astrology associate Neptune to sacrifice, but there is no greater sacrifice than Saturn. He is the greatest sacrifice of them all. So how you sacrifice is how you are channeling Saturnine energies. Remember that. Fall from heights and dishonor. We spoke about that. Rise also Saturn. Fall is also Saturn. Why? Karma. Karma. Cannot avoid it. Power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Then you're done. You fall. Period. What goes up must come down. What goes up must come down. It's all cyclical, you see. It's all cyclical, right? Even falling, literally falling from heights, can be predicted. Not just in a if you're dishonest and you're dishonorable, you fall from a position. No, I mean literally falling from heights. Okay. Any kind of want or lack or dearth is Saturn. Also, travel abroad for residence is Saturn, especially if you have a 12th house Saturn, Lagna or D9, whatever. Debts, big thing with Saturn, debt, karma again, karma's debt. In fact, we incarnate because of debt, not material debt like, yeah, I owed you money, I lent you money, now you owe me money. No, debt, we incarnate because of spiritual debt. Rin, we call it rin, HRIN, rin. Rin means spiritual debt. Okay, today I'm making these YouTube videos because of my rin with astrology, the debt I owe to astrology. Okay. Hard labor. Saturn makes you work very hard, especially in the first house. Retrograde, combust, hard work. Okay, you've got to work hard. And that's the best way to appease Saturn's service, working hard. But of course, balance. Saturn loves balance. That's why Saturn is exalted in Libra. Saturn loves balance. So it's not that you start working so hard that you burn yourself out. No, Saturn is not happy. Immediately the bad is exaltation, Libra. Saturn does not like brash actions. Think about his debilitation, Aries. Okay, poison, definitely poison, because when people get poisoned, a lot of that is through Saturn. Mars, yes. Ketu, yes. Rahu, yes. Saturn, even Neptune, poison. But Saturn is poison, pretty much. I said Saturn there, I meant poison. So Saturn is a signifier of poison. Whether you will, get bitten by a poisonous or venomous creature, whether you consume poison, all of that, right? Uh, Black grains of all kinds, okay? Black dal, kala dal. So kala dal is also very good to donate, okay? Kala dal, mustard oil, very safe, good donation articles for Saturn affliction, okay? Especially Sadesati afflicted people, me, Sadesati rising, Mahadasha, Antardasha, all of that, okay? Now, so black grains, kala dal, touch. Touch is also symbolized by Saturn. Can you believe it? Touch. Literally, because Saturn rules skin. So touch. So that's why Saturn is very touchy. Okay? And if Saturn is afflicted, you're scared of touch. Now, if people become frigid, okay, yeah, I'm talking right now in the sexual context, but without the sexual equation. Some people don't like to be touched, okay? You can book a reading. So some people don't like to be touched. That is Saturn. Some people become frigid, so they don't have any conjugal bliss. That is a Saturn affliction, right? Timber, poisons of all types, even poisonous creatures, legs, problems with the legs, or accidents or injury to the leg, okay, shins especially, okay. ashes, bhasma. So homam, Mahamrityunjaya homam appeases Saturn. Shani homam, of course, Navagraha homam is very safe to do once a month. Navagraha homam. You even get Navagraha woods. So different woods for different planets you get. Okay, so you can do Navagraha homam and keep the bhasma. Or even when you go to a mandir, or if you don't have access to a mandir, then I don't know, but you can do your own homa. But if you are going to a Shani mandir, you can always bring back that ash. And if you apply that ash in your Ajna chakra, it's very, very powerful, very effective for Shani afflictions again. Deformities of all kinds, even mental deformity, physical deformity of all kinds is ruled by Saturn. Renunciation, becoming a monk, is also ruled by Saturn. So if you're thinking of renouncing your material existence, it is because Saturn is, prodding you. Hello, hello. Are you ready to go? Are you ready to renounce this? Even when you fall into extreme materialism, and then suddenly you want to extract yourself from that particular situation because you realize how toxic it has become. That is Saturn prodding you. Okay, prodding. Like you have to, of course, see the dashas, the mahadashas, especially during a hardcore 19-year long Shani Mahadasha. Now, arms, robbery, theft, robbery, all of this is signified by Saturn. Okay, enmity with the government, cases, court cases, legal cases, delays of all kinds, problems, obstacles, all of this is Saturnine. That means Saturn is asking for resolution. Like, step back, look at the problem. How do we resolve it? What is the resolution? Saturn wants resolution. Remember that. Okay, he's not playing around here. Because he's a moksha karaka. So he wants your liberation. He's not some dominatrix out to just hurt you for his own pleasure or her own pleasure, feminine and eunuch, remember. So Saturn's not some kind of dominatrix who wants to just hurt you. Saturn is your moksha karaka. So Saturn is plodding you towards moksha, liberation. Look, it's done. It's over. Now what? Now what? Now how? Okay? Now how will you move out of this situation? Now what will you do? Right? I spoke about obstacles, land problems, inheritance problems, patience. If you don't have patience, Saturn wants you to develop patience. Remember that. Even becoming lazy, I said Saturn, it can make one lazy. Okay, afflicted Saturn can make one lazy and depressed. Just don't want to get out of your bed. Look at your Saturn. Propitiate that Saturn. Wear crystals that that's quite diabolical. Saturn is not friendly to the sun or to the moon, and even with Rahu, not a particular friendship that Saturn has. So it's complicated to say the least. Okay, now I was getting into pilgrimage. You want to take a pilgrimage, it's Saturn again inspiring you to take that pilgrimage. It's a very interesting story. Someone came and asked a saint that, oh, Baba, I want to go on a pilgrimage. So then Baba said, okay, go for the pilgrimage, go here, go there, do whatever. Then there was another disciple who was sitting there and he said, Baba, but I've been asking you the same question for years, that do I go for a pilgrimage? I want to go for a pilgrimage. And you said no. Then Baba says that it's not your time to go. It's not your time to go around and in extroversion and expend all that energy. The temple is inside. The true pilgrimage is inside. When you bring the prana and apana into sushumna and awaken the kundalini, that is the true pilgrimage. That's what Saturn wants you to do. In the beginning, it's about extroversion. It's about going around pilgrimages, doing puja, externalizing the spiritual process. But there comes a time when all of this is internal. The puja is internal. The Shiva is internal. The Shakti is internal. That is what the Moksha Karaka is teaching you. That sometimes it's important to go on a pilgrimage, see the holy sites, experience the vibration of that particular place with so many people, you know. Yes, diabolical looks like a good word for it. Okay, now, uh, sadness, melancholia. Saturn is of melancholic temperament. Because again, if you look at it, being the moksha karaka, he's not extremely the liberator. He's not enmeshed into 3D world. Okay, he's not like, okay, like Venus. Okay, it's not like enmeshed into the 3D world. He's like, great, the 3D world is here. Gain mastery over it, right? Mastery over it. Not remain enmeshed in the 3D world, for you have other things to do, other promises to keep. As Robert Miles says, miles to go before I sleep. Robert Stevenson says, miles to go before I sleep. That's what Saturn wants us to know. We have miles to go before we sleep. Studiousness, just studying hard, working hard, writing, all those things that require that concentration. I might be like, oh, I want to go on YouTube and I want to make videos on YouTube. But if I can't talk, if I don't have the knowledge, then what video am I going to make? That's one part of it. If I don't dress up, if I don't get a light, if I don't put the camera in front of me, what video am I going to make? Right? So these are things to think about, right? Preparation is Saturn. Step by step preparation is Saturn. So that's why patience is inherent with the Saturnine balance. Okay, patience. Vocation, of course, profession, I already said that. Wood of all kinds. Yama is his brother. Okay. Oh, Saturn opposite Lilith is pretty hardcore. Okay, I think that deserves a separate video. So, if you so desire, you can commission me to make a video. I charge very nominally to make videos that I research on particular topics for clients. And I make videos for them on a particular subject that they are keen to know more about. Lameness also, some people they can't, they have problems with the legs. I've already mentioned that. But lameness, if somebody has lameness, that is a Saturn signifier completely. Iron and leather, also iron and leather. Okay, now let us try and understand some of the professions that a strong Saturn, even if you don't have a strong Saturn, like I said, everything is about remedies. Astral remedies help you receive the correct planetary rays. Alright, so remedies are very important. Serving class, servants of all kinds, service people, hotel service people, restaurant service people, waiters, taxi drivers, all of these people, they are ruled by Saturn. Hard-working jobs, back-breaking hard-working jobs, right? Government service, all kinds of government service, menial labor, even cleaning the toilets. People who used to do that were called Sudras, okay? Yeah, so you have to book a reading if you want me to look at your Kundali. Iron work, any kind of iron masonry, or even building houses, you can do with a good strong Saturn. Agriculture, carpentry, oil, the oil industry, right? judges, because karma, judges, punishment. So that's definitely a Saturn signifier, right? All kinds of responsible jobs. Like, for instance, when you get on that aircraft, right? And you're sitting on that aircraft with possibly 200 other people. And that pilot, it's in his hands that all these lives lie. So this responsible job, Saturn is his karaka. Any kind of responsible job. Okay? Matters related with deep meditation. So, of course, people who are like meditators, yoga teachers, all of them are, strong Saturn gives that profession, all of them. Extensive study, studiousness, research, Saturn, definitely. Building, surveying, miners, contracting, cheats as well, beggars as well, hangmen, people who, put that lethal injection is ruled by Saturn. Brothels, pimps and brothels, gambling dens, black arts like black magicians, all heavy Saturns, people who are sorcerers, okay? What? I don't understand what you mean, but it went off the thing, I could hear it. So, umbrellas, people who make umbrellas, Saturn people, those black umbrellas, so Saturnine, right? Shoes, people who work with leather, all of this is Saturn signifiers. All of these people have Saturnine professions, right? So we spoke about Saturn quite in detail, okay? Yeah, umbrellas, people who make the black umbrellas, very strong Saturn in them, very Saturnine. Now, prominent qualities of Saturn, which we cannot ignore. Saturn is the planet of logic. So if you have Saturn, a strong Saturn, you're extremely logical. Okay? You're not going to be, because Saturn again provides that umbrella. And those umbrellas were initially always black in color. Saturn provides protection as well. In fact, in many pujas, an umbrella is given as an article of donation. My dadu used to say, my grandfather used to say, even black umbrellas are very good donation articles. For if you want to appease Saturn on Saturday at noon, you donate black umbrellas to poor people, beggars outside a temple. Philosophy, very philosophical. Saturn makes one philosophical. People associate Jupiter to philosophy, but there is something very philosophical about the Moksha Karaka, believe me. Okay, renunciation, sacrifice. Okay, democracy, of course, Democrats, politicians, Saturn signifiers, but it also shows impotency. Because Saturn, if your karma is not in the correct path and you're not aiming for moksha, Saturn can make you impotent. Not just sexually, but literally impotent in a situation where all the power has been taken from you. So you feel completely impotent. Remember that, okay? Destructive forces, very destructive. So the more you try to enmesh yourself into 3D world, into the 3D world, Saturn comes and destroys everything. Why? Because it's not about being enmeshed in the 3D world. Saturn is not bhog karaka but moksha karaka. Okay, can make one barren. Saturn gives miscarriages, can make one barren. Like I said, it's pretty much 70 to 80, I would say, percent of illnesses in a chart is thanks to Saturn and Mars. So that was a bit about Saturn and Vedic astrology, quite a detailed discussion actually. And I will go through Saturn in each of the houses as well as Saturn through each of the signs. And if you like them, kindly support me in some way. No, he's not the devil at all. I said Mokshakaraka, the liberator. People who call Saturn the devil, I mean, they're extremely enmeshed in the physical 3D world. Saturn is the greatest liberator of all. There is no devil, the devil is inside. Remember that. And Saturn is ready to show you that devil. So you may resurrect the God inside. So you may resurrect the Shiva inside, or whatever your God is. That's what Saturn does. He shows you the devil inside. It's like, see, you have to always understand that Saturn is karma. So karma can be painful. Karma is not easy to deal with. And accumulation, of course he teaches us lessons. That's what I've been talking all this while. The lessons of Saturn are very powerful. For it is through those lessons we achieve liberation. For it is through those lessons we realize that there are higher truths, not just the truths that we enjoy through the five senses. Something beyond it all. There's something deep within us that connects to that icy cold planet. The rings around it are symbolic of karma. You reap what you yes, it is. You reap what you sow. So remember that. Always remember that. Mantra is Om. If you just want it simply, Sham Shanishcharaya Namaha. Sham Shanishcharaya Namaha. Pronounce correctly. Everything about mantras is pronunciation. I take special courses, one-on-one pronunciation course to teach you the correct pronunciation so you may enunciate correctly. So, Sham Shaneshcharaya Namaha. Gayatri I already mentioned in the beginning. It is Om Kakadvajaya Vidmahe Khadgahastaya Dhimahi Tanno Manda Prachodayat. Beach is Om Prang Prem Prom Sa Shaneshcharaya Namaha. Om Prang Prem Prom Sa Shaneshcharaya Namaha. Om Prang Prem Prom Sa Shaneshcharaya Namaha. So that was all about Saturn. Quite a great deal of detail that I went into over there. I intended to keep these videos 15 minutes, but they tend to become like almost an hour. So yeah, that is possible, because again, it's communication. Yet once you master Saturn, communication floods so easily. I have a Saturn, debilitated Saturn in the first house, combusting my Venus, combusting my Mars. So yeah, it's once you master that. Even I couldn't communicate. I was very shy. It's very shy. I couldn't communicate. I had the vocabulary. I had I'm from Bombay City, the city that never sleeps. But that's all. So take care, like, comment, subscribe, share, and book a reading to understand more about your path. And please share my work in my channel with your friends if you like what I do, because I really put my soul, my life, and my soul into my YouTube channel. So please, yes, I am. I am on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, Tina Heals, and also my website, www.tinaheals.com. So don't forget to check it out. And it was lovely being here and talking with you guys. So thank you and take care. Bye.